Hey guys, Roman Reaper here. So, I'm outside the cinema, as you can see, it's that time of the week, and today is one to make you smile. Yep, I'm about to head in to see Smile 2. I enjoyed the first, I thought it was a very entertaining little horror, tackling some very interesting and quite timely themes. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing this one, I hope it is good, the whole pop star angle does sound very interesting. So I'm hoping that this can be just as good, if not better than the first was. So to find out, I'm gonna head in, get my snacks, get seated for Smile 2. So yeah, I've got my popcorn here, a red frozen Fanta, colour most associated with the smiling curse, ready to see its return. So yeah, Smile 2, I'm back from seeing it. This, of course, is once again written and directed by Parker Finn, following on from the breakout success of the first, which was, of course, developed for Paramount Plus on a fairly small 17 million budget. Obviously, it was bumped up to get a cinema release after strong test scores. Went on to make over 217 million, so a huge success, and naturally a sequel would follow. But, with how the first film ended, there's certainly plenty of questions to be asked about how they could actually, follow that up and not feel like more of the same. So the fact that Parker Finn is, taking the time to develop an idea that he feels is fresh enough, yeah, that's certainly a promising sign for the film ahead. But is it a worthwhile sequel that logically builds on the first? Or is it just more of the same? Let's find out. So the film follows Sky Riley, a global pop superstar who is about to embark on a big comeback tour a year on from a devastating car accident that left her severely injured and also took the life of her partner. However, right as the tour is about to kick off, she witnesses her old friend and dealer Lewis brutally kill himself right in front of her eyes, and soon she finds herself in the grip of the Smile entity. And so, confronting her celebrity status while also digging deep to battle her own deep set trauma, she fights to hopefully survive the demon inside her. So, look, I enjoyed the first Smile. I thought it was a fairly strong offering that, obviously, yes, while it did, rely on familiar tropes and some ideas from other horror films, I thought it executed them really well with a very uneasy atmosphere and some great gore moments. And so, yeah, naturally, I was intrigued to see, how a sequel would build on that, especially with the very timely messages and themes that the first had. I am happy to report that Smile 2 absolutely sticks the landing. Now, right off the gate, I do have to address that, obviously it does kind of run the risk of being a bit of a rehash of the first. There are beats it very much, has to tick off, that, are very, were very well established in the first, and so obviously it runs the risk of just, being more of you been there, done that. But right from a very strong cold open, which picks right up where the first left off, the film launches into what I'd describe as more of an Evil Dead 2 type of horror sequel, wherein it plays to the strengths of the first film's ideas and story beats, but executes them in a way that is bigger and more ambitious. I mean, obviously, this jump in scale and narrative scope is evident right from its actual focus. Where the first focused on a mental health professional, this time around we focus on a pop star as the film confronts the idea of celebrity and the sort of pressures that exist within that of working to maintain a public image, and not let down millions of adoring fans, but also how isolating it can feel, having all the success in the world, but seemingly no one to share it with. And it sold really, really well by a fantastic central performance from Naomi Scott as Sky Riley. She does such a great job of selling Sky's inner trauma and increasingly fractured mental state, but also does a great job with her charismatic public pop star persona, and she has great stage presence, and her singing is excellent. She fucking crushes it. Easily the best performance I've seen from her. And you also have Rosemary DeWitt as her very pushy mother, Elizabeth, who's very much focused on the tour, making sure everything, is as planned, to ensure everything is successful and appeal to the money men at the label, you know, but also at the cost of neglecting her own daughter's mental state. And also in smaller roles, you've got the likes of Kyle Gallner returning from the first film as Joel. You also got Lucas Gage as Lewis, and even Ray Nicholson, yeah, the son of the legendary Jack Nicholson, in here. I think everybody here does an excellent job, and it's in service of a very strong script, which, really gets under its character's skin. And obviously, yes, it uses plenty of cool visual trickery, that ensures that the presentation is, creative and, interesting to look at. But also does a great job of reflecting, Sky's mental state, whether it be like upside down drone shots or even like, incredibly uncomfortable and brutally intimate close-ups. Yeah, it's an incredibly confidently made film. You can really see the step up in budget because, yeah, it's such a well-made film. But also, it uses this presentation to really slowly build this, unnerving, uneasy sense of atmosphere. And at times, the first half can maybe feel a little bit like it's dragging on, due to the longer run time than the first. But it, by and large, uses that time to really build up this atmosphere, and it peaks at just the right moments with some great moments of gore and some great scare sequences. My God, all the setup of the first half really pays off as the second half just really shifts into gear, and it basically just becomes this roller coaster ride of tension, just proper edge of your seat stuff. There are so many great sequences in here that are they're tense, they're unnerving, the atmosphere is just so uneasy. And in fact, there are actually a couple of scares here that properly caught me off guard. The sound design here is excellent, and the gore, man, the effects here are absolutely incredible. And they're incredibly gnarly and grisly, so you really feel the impact of it. It is just so well done, and it does a really great job of flipping already established things right on their head. Yeah, it is incredibly gripping, and oh my God, that final act, yeah, the final act here is just absolutely incredible. The visuals here are incredibly striking, but also plays around with the the fractured psychology of Sky to deliver an incredibly tense, just pulse racing closer that just left me feeling incredibly satisfied and yeah, it just left me like left me slightly shaken in my seat. It is so fucking good. And yeah, the strength of this has just, has really proved that Parker Finn is an incredibly promising breakthrough talent. And yeah, overall, Smile 2 is a sequel that, you know, it plays to what made the first work so well, but does it in a way that's bigger and actually, I'd say, better. And yeah, overall, Smile 2 out of 10 gets an 8. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Smile 2? What did you think of it? Uh, what did you think of it in comparison to the first? And going off that ending, not getting into spoilers, would you be up for a third film? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.